Hello everyone, first and foremost, sorry that there wasn't a video yesterday. I'm currently in this big project and yesterday I just didn't have time to record, which again, to remind everyone, I treat this somewhat like a journal, and not being able to record the video yesterday, not only did I feel bad that you didn't see a video, but also I felt like, I was missing something. So I always kind of want to remind everyone this making videos for YouTube not necessarily is to make a YouTube channel for you, but it should be something that you treat as a journal for yourself to, as I always say, kind of, offload thoughts into a video file. And today I kind of want to talk about something that I did notice in a show, but also when I was talking to a colleague of mine, where it is a little bit about, as I always say, comparison is the thief of joy, but also something that I'm missing that is also a part of a video many episodes ago. I have not necessarily a competitive spirit. I sometimes get in the downward spiral to compare myself to others, but I never am in this competitive spirit or mindset where I kind of think, I need to beat someone, or I feel pressured if I see someone doing the same thing like I do, and I feel pressured that I need to be better than that person, And the idea now, or this topic comes when I was talking to this other freelancer, he or she, and I'm specifically doing it this way to kind of protect that person's identity. That person said, this other freelancer is coming now onto his job, and now I do feel pressured because he or she didn't say that specifically, but it was a little bit reading between the lines from my part, where I felt like that person was saying, okay, we are competing basically in the same space. So I now feel a little bit pressured to do an even better job. And obviously for the job, that is good because competition kind of put some fuel or gasoline on the fire and makes the product usually better. But it's also somewhat of a mindfuck where you then kind of pressure yourself. And I did feel that person suddenly got a little bit more pressure doing their job. And again, I feel pressure, but I don't pressure myself because of competition. I don't need to be better than the other person. I just want to make a good job. And the different thing is, I do like not competitive, but skill-based shows, be it a cooking show, be it a sports show, for example. I am a huge fan of Physical 100, the Netflix series that is, in the beginning, was only in Korea. And it is this huge competition based on strength and skills and teamwork. And what you notice right away, or at least there's also a different one that I forgot the name, Last Standing or something like that, Final 10 or something, also a Korean show or a Japanese. I don't know, one Asian show. And this is not about race, because maybe you will think that once I continue talking about this, but it's more about the philosophy or the mindset of Asia compared to Western societies. And me as an Asian, being in a Western country, grown up here, I can totally see the differences a little bit. And so in these competition shows, you totally see no one is necessarily very passionately competitive towards the other. Most of the time they say something, it was my fault that my team didn't succeed. In many Western shows, I sometimes see that they start to find the mistakes and the reason why they lost, and they usually try to kind of blame someone else. Not all of the time, don't get me wrong, but at least sometimes. And in these shows, I always felt it was more in line of, okay, I guess it was my fault, or I let all the other people down, or when someone was hurting, or the last one. In Physical 100, I felt so inspired when you see, okay, a race is almost finished and there's only one person left, and that person is struggling. And everyone is competing with that person, is cheering that person on, or is starting to help, instead of just sitting there and kind of cheering themselves up that they finished first. They concentrate right away on, okay, the last person that is struggling. And that was so inspiring to me. It obviously could also be down to the editing, but the way the show was structured, it was more uplifting in a way, and more a team spirit, and not, it was competitive, but not where other people are kind of put down, or people are stressing too much themselves. Yes, they said like something along the lines, okay, my team lost and it's probably due for my mistakes, but next time this gives me reason to kind of improve myself, you know? And that was really inspiring. And now Physical Asia started, and there you had teams, again, I don't want to make this too much about race, but more about the mindset, because then you had like Australia and New Zealand and Turkey in there. And while those are Asian, they belong to the Asian, or somewhat to the Asian. I feel like I didn't understand why Australia is there, because Australia to me is its own country. But anyways, they put that into the Physical Asia. And I felt like those, specifically those countries. Okay, to be fair, Indonesia was in there as well, and I wasn't a big fan of their mindset. They were also very competitive, so kind of, I'm kind of undermining my argument. But anyways, I did see a lot of like bantering and taunting, and I didn't like that at all. And I usually also don't like it when I watch martial arts, which is the reason why I stopped kind of liking UFC, and I do prefer one championship much more, especially with Muay Thai fighters. They beat the hell out of each other, and then afterwards they hug it out. Or when they KO someone, they go right to the ground and see and check if the person that got KO'd is okay, you know? And I feel like with UFC, it's more of taunting and banter and stuff like that, and shit talking, and I don't like that. And yeah, anyway, it comes maybe down, at least for me, or from my perspective, me lacking this kind of competitiveness urge. I don't need to compete. I have no problem being the last one. I have no problem not being the best. And seeing this other freelance person saying something along the lines, oh, okay, now this other freelance person is on the job, and this puts so much pressure on me because we are competing in the same space and I need to be better, made me a little bit sad, because that person suddenly pressured themselves so much, instead of, kind of, I don't know what the right word is, but it just isn't for me, this kind of competitiveness. And I know it makes you better in a way, but for me, I don't need to be the best. I don't need to finish first or something, you know? And I rather see other people succeed, especially if we're in a project. For example, in this project, we are 3 different editors, and I I don't feel like to be better than the other one. I rather make the project the best as it can be for everyone involved and make it easy for everyone to work. And I don't need to kind of prove myself in front of the client and saying like something along the lines, oh, okay, I'm better, or stuff like that. So I'm not saying that anyone is doing that, but I feel like subconsciously people start to compare themselves and get in this competitive mindset here in this Western world, in Germany, and in this specific case. And yeah, it's the same thing with sharing knowledge. I see so many times people not wanting to share knowledge because in fear of their competition. And I'm like, here, take this information. And of course you can have a template from me, or of course I give you that information or whatever, or what I'm doing here. I mean, I structure all of my projects in a way that it is easy for a different person to just pick up where I left off. And I feel like some other people don't do that and are very closed off with sharing their information because of competitiveness. And I'm here like, I don't care. I feel like people hire me because I'm easy to work with, and me sharing knowledge doesn't hurt my business. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But for now, for the 20 years that I've been in this business, it worked out well. Yeah. But yeah, what are your thoughts about this? I mean, especially in this economy right now where we all are struggling, I feel like competitiveness is never left, but I feel like it's bound to happen to become even stronger or fiercer because economy isn't that great and people need to make a living. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comment section below. Anyways, sorry for missing the last video or yesterday's video. I hope you liked this video. Check out the video from 2 days ago about Voyager, Star Trek Voyager, up here. YouTube thinks that you like the video on here. Don't forget to subscribe by clicking the button up here. I see you tomorrow. Thank you very much.